The following program is an original production of WICC PBS Chicago.
No quick fix. The battle over how to repair Chicago's pension crisis is in overdrive as Mayor Emanuel pushes a plan to spread the pain.
A group calls itself The Rescue. See how it's throwing a lifeline to homeless young adults in Chicago.
And police claim Chicago's crime rate is falling, but new reports suggest officers underreport assaults and murders. All of these stories and more on In the Loop. Good evening. I'm Chris Bury.
And I'm Barbara Pinto. Tonight we take a closer look at Chicago's pension crisis and Mayor Emanuel's plan to fix it.
That plan got the cold shoulder from Governor Quinn, and Illinois legislators passed a version without the mayor's proposed hike in property taxes.
Now the question falls on city aldermen. Will they vote for higher property taxes just months before they face re-election?
And that's just the beginning of Chicago's pension nightmare, because the mayor's new plan only affects some city employees.
No one told me that I would be getting up every morning wondering if I was still going to have a paycheck, a pension check coming.
That pension check for 61-year-old Mary Jones, a retired Chicago librarian, is $2,600 a month. During a gathering with some fellow retirees, Mary said after her bills and taxes and other expenses, her golden years are not so golden.
So I don't know where Ron, Emanuel, and all these people think we're getting all this money from, but Lord knows we're not. We don't have a whole lot of money.
Under Mayor Emanuel's plan, Mary will still get her pension check. But in the future, her cost of living allowance, or COLA, would be scaled back. And her property taxes would also go up, as they would for all Chicago homeowners over the next 5 years. Mary and her friends fear they are getting smacked with a double whammy.
But you're asking to lower my COLA. You're also asking me as a citizen of Chicago, well, we need some more taxes to pay for your pension.
Some Chicagoans believe Mayor Emanuel should look beyond higher property taxes to pay for his pension fix.
Come up with something else instead of taking money out of people's pocket right now. Everybody's feeling the pinch.
But Mayor Emanuel faces a city pension debt load that approaches nearly $20,000 for every city resident, far more than New York or Los Angeles. Actuary Mitchell Sirota says the city can no longer afford cost of living promises Mayor Daley and other politicians made many years ago.
To ask a taxpayer to fund a COLA when he's getting no increases in salary, and as you said, property tax increases, that's rough. That's a really rough sell.
Chicago's pension crisis was made much worse because lawmakers in Springfield allowed the city to contribute less than it should have over the past 2 decades. Now state law is changing, and the city must finally pay the piper.
So that's why all of a sudden the city of Chicago faces an enormous bump up in the amount of money it has to pay. Well, guess what? It should have been paying that money all along.
Not only does City Hall have to come up with more money now, next year it owes more than $600 million for the pensions of police, firefighters, and teachers. And that leaves some experts worried that Chicago is headed down the path of bankrupt Detroit, unless the city and its unions reach a reasonable compromise.
If we stay on a very stringent path of saying, this was what was promised me, I demand it, you'll get nothing. You'll lose everything.
Emanuel's plan is already running into trouble. In Springfield, lawmakers took out his proposal to raise Chicago property taxes before they passed a pension bill, and Governor Quinn has been openly critical.
You got to read the fine print. I think everybody knows that in politics. You got to make sure there are no provisions in it that aren't for the public interest.
Meanwhile, 81-year-old Louise Bates Spencer, a retired city health department worker, says she struggles to get by on a pension of $18,000 a year.
It's not fun anymore. I can't afford to do a lot of the things that I used to do. It's just bare minimum, bare necessity.